Welcome back. To my channel today, we explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 most valuable UAB Abraham wheat penny coins. Value in today's market. So, let's get started. First up, the 1977 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin without a mint mark in extra fine condition. Most of us know the Lincoln penny, a classic piece of American history. But did you know that certain years and conditions can make a seemingly ordinary penny worth more than its face value? That's right. Today we're specifically talking about the 1977 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition. First, let's break down the basics. The 1977 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities in both Philadelphia and Denver. The key difference here is that the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark for pennies struck that year. So if you have a 1977 penny with no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. In terms of rarity, the 1977 penny without a mint mark is not considered particularly rare in most conditions. The coin was widely circulated and millions of these pennies were produced. But the value of a coin depends heavily on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state, and extra fine, or XF, means the coin shows minimal wear with well-defined details, particularly on the Lincoln portrait and the lettering. So, what's the value of a 1977 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition today? As of the latest market trends, these coins typically range in value from about 10 to 25 cents if they're in extra fine condition. That's right, while it might be worth a little more than face value, it's still not a huge payout. Of course, value can vary depending on factors like the specific market or auction site, but don't expect this coin to break the bank unless it's in an exceptionally high grade, like mint state or proof quality. That being said, keep an eye out for 1977 pennies in higher grades, or if you find one with an interesting error or variation. Some pennies from this year might have unique characteristics that can add to their value. So, while the 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny in extra fine condition might not make you rich, it's always exciting to find a coin that could be worth a bit more than you expected. Next up, the 1994 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin with black color shade toning. It's an intriguing variation that has caught the attention of collectors. So let's find out how much it could be worth in today's market. Now, when we talk about the 1994 Lincoln penny, we're referring to a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another standard-issue penny. After all, the 1994 penny was minted in large numbers, with over 6 billion pennies being produced that year, making it one of the most common coins you can find. But what makes this specific coin interesting is the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint, and more importantly, the coin's unusual black color shade, or toning. So what's the deal with this black color shade? Well, toning is something that happens over time when a coin reacts to its environment. Coins can develop a range of colors, from blues and purples to browns and even black. This happens due to factors like exposure to air, moisture, or chemicals. In the case of the 1994 D Lincoln penny, this black toning gives it a distinctive appearance, which can actually influence its value. Now, here's the important question. Does this black toning increase the value of the coin? Well, that depends on a few factors. Generally, coins that develop toning over time can have their value affected either positively or negatively. Some collectors find toning appealing and are willing to pay a premium for coins that have unique and aesthetically pleasing colorations. But if the toning is uneven, blotchy, or too dark, it could actually lower the coin's value. So, what's the value of a 1994 D Lincoln penny with black toning? In general, the standard 1994 D penny is worth only its face value, 1 cent, unless it's in mint condition or has some sort of unique error. But a 1994 D penny with black toning could fetch anywhere from $1 to $5 depending on the quality of the toning and the overall condition of the coin. For example, a well-preserved coin with attractive uniform toning might see bids in the higher range, but if the coin has dark, uneven discoloration or signs of wear, it may only be worth $1 or so. Maybe slightly more if it's considered a collector's oddity. Of course, the grade of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. A 1994 D penny, in black toning but in extra fine or mint state condition, could bring in a premium even if the toning itself isn't perfect. However, if it's in poor condition or heavily worn, even the unique toning won't boost the price much. If you think your 1994 D penny with black toning might be valuable, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. This will give you a better sense of the coin's true market value based on its grade and toning. And whether you're looking to sell it or simply add it to your collection, remember to handle it carefully. Storing coins in protective holders will help preserve their appearance and prevent further deterioration, which can affect the value. Next up, the 1975 1-cent coin with the D mint mark, one of those pennies you might overlook but could actually be worth more than you think. Let's dive into its value and what you should look out for. The 1975 Abraham Lincoln penny is part of the regular production of US 1-cent coins. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Minted in large numbers, the 1975 penny was struck at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Today, we're specifically talking about the Denver Mint coin, which is marked with a D on the reverse. Now, when it comes to determining the value of any coin, including the 1975 D penny, the condition is crucial. Coins are graded based on their wear and tear, and this scale can make a huge difference in their value. In the world of coin collecting, we use a grading system that ranges from poor to mint state. For a 1975 D penny to be considered valuable, it really needs to be in good condition or better. Let's break it down. So, what's a 1975 D Lincoln penny worth? In good condition. If we're talking about a coin with some wear but still visible details, you're probably looking at around 10 to 20 cents. It's definitely worth more than face value, but it's not a major collector's item yet. That's right, in good condition, where the details are still recognizable but slightly worn, the value is still quite modest. However, as the condition improves, so does the value. Now, if your 1975 D penny is in better shape, such as in fine or very fine condition, its value can increase to around $1 to $2. The better the coin's condition, the higher the premium collectors are willing to pay. In uncirculated condition, where the coin shows little to no signs of wear, the 1975 D penny can be worth $5 or more. But here's the catch. Unfortunately, finding one in that perfect uncirculated state is pretty rare. Another important factor to consider is whether your 1975 D penny has any unique characteristics. Some pennies from this year have minor minting errors like double die obverse or reverse errors. These variations are highly sought after by collectors and can raise the value dramatically. If your 1975 D penny has any notable minting mistakes, like a doubled die or other irregularities, it could be worth $10, $20, or even more, depending on the rarity of the error. So what do you do if you think your 1975 D penny is worth more than face value? The first step is to get it graded by a professional. This can be done through organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation NGC or Professional Coin Grading Service PCGS. Once graded, you can sell it at a coin dealer, on eBay, or through other numismatic auction sites. But make sure to get it authenticated first. A professional grade can significantly boost your coin's resale value. So, in a nutshell, the 1975 D Lincoln penny, in good condition, may only be worth a few cents more than face value, but if it's in excellent condition or has a minting error, you could be looking at something much more valuable. Always keep an eye on your change. You never know what hidden gems you might find. Next up, today's video, we're going to break down the value of a 1983 penny without a mint mark. In dirty condition, let's find out what it's really worth today. First, let's talk about the basics of the 1983 Lincoln penny. This coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial. However, what sets the 1983 penny apart from others is its material composition. In 1983, the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper to copper-plated zinc for pennies, so, Unlike earlier pennies made from mostly copper, the 1983 penny is made of 99.2% zinc with just a thin copper plating. This change makes the 1983 penny slightly lighter and more prone to corrosion over time. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What about the dirt and wear? A lot of people find old pennies covered in dirt, and the 1983 penny is no exception. But does it really affect its value? Great question. The short answer is yes. The condition definitely matters. A dirty coin usually won't be worth as much as a clean, well-preserved one. However, cleaning your coins isn't a good idea either. It can damage the surface and decrease the value. So, if your 1983 penny is dirty but still in decent condition, it's not necessarily a lost cause. For a 1983 penny in dirty condition, the value is typically going to be around 1 to 2 cents, just slightly more than face value. When the coin is very worn, with major signs of dirt or corrosion, it's likely to fall into a lower grade, like good or fair. That's right. Even in dirty condition, it won't fetch a lot of money. In good condition, with visible wear but recognizable details, a 1983 penny might be worth 2 to 3 cents. It's not much, but it's still more than just 1 cent. But what if your 1983 penny is in better shape than just dirty? In fine or very fine condition, where the features are sharper and the details are still clearly visible, the value could increase. A penny in these conditions might be worth around $1 to $3. And if it's in uncirculated condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear, dirt, or corrosion, it could be worth $5 or more. But remember, in dirty condition, it's unlikely to be in that pristine state. Now, let's talk about the fact that this penny doesn't have a mint mark. Since 1983, most pennies have been minted at either the Denver Mint, D mint mark, or the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. However, the 1983 penny you're looking at was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While the absence of a mint mark isn't rare or particularly valuable in itself, it does mean that the coin was produced in Philadelphia, something collectors keep in mind when identifying older pennies. Here's a quick tip for coin collectors. If you have a 1983 penny that's dirty but appears to have some unusual features, like a double die or an off-center strike, then it could be worth a lot more. Error coins, even when they're in dirty or worn condition, can still be valuable. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors, and depending on the rarity of the error, your 1983 penny could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more. So, always keep an eye out for anything unusual. So, what should you do if you think your 1983 penny might be worth more than face value? First, if it's in better condition, or if you suspect it could have an error, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can help you determine its value and give you a better idea of what to expect. Once you have it graded, you can sell it through a local coin dealer, on eBay, or through other online auction sites. But keep in mind that a dirty coin will usually sell for less than one in excellent condition, unless it's an error coin. So, is your 1983 Lincoln penny worth more than 1 cent? In dirty condition, not by much, but if it's in decent shape or has an error, it could still bring in a few extra bucks. So, check your change and keep an eye out for hidden treasures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips on rare coins and their values. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you, and next time, happy collecting!